Hey y'all, welcome back. My name is Savannah. If you are new here, welcome. I am the owner of Roxy Clay & Co. In today's video, we are going to be talking about how to do the stained glass effect earrings. So let's get started. Alright guys, before we get started, let's just talk about a few of the tools and supplies that you will need to do the stained glass effect earrings. So first you will need your translucent clay. I have already preconditioned mine and divided mine into 6 equal-ish parts. And then you will need your colors of choice. I'm just doing rainbow colors today. Now with your colors, you do want to make sure that they are more pigmented and not a pastel color. You will also need a tissue blade or X-Acto knife, something to cut your cane with once we are done, an acrylic roller and or a pasta machine, and then you will need some white clay. I have already preconditioned mine and rolled it out pretty thin over here onto the side that we will be using later on. Alright guys, so let's start mixing our colors. When you are mixing your color with the translucent clay, you only want to use the tiniest, if it'll focus, the tiniest amount. That way it is still able to be see-through once it is done. Alright, so I'm going to go mix these off camera with my pasta machine. You can definitely use your acrylic roller to mix them. The pasta machine just helps it go a little quicker, and it's easier on the wrist in my opinion, and doesn't take as much time. So I will be right. So I have mixed my colors. As you can see, they are more pastel than what they were originally. That's why you want to use more pigmented colors. Now if you want, you definitely can add more colors if these are not to your liking or whatever. However, I'm fairly happy with these. So now we are going to take our colors, roll them into snakes or so, kind of all equal size and whatnot. Alright, so now that we have done that, we are just going to take it and wrap it with our white clay. So when you do this, you want to try and make sure you have all of your air bubbles and whatnot out. Now your white clay can be whatever thickness or however thin you want it to be, but when you're doing the edge here, you don't want to overlap it, because if you overlap it, it'll become distort in your cane. So there's that one. Now you definitely do not have to wrap your clay in white. You can do whatever color you want. And also, if you wanted to, you could use white acrylic paint. I have never done that though, but I've known other people to do it, and it turned out really good. Okay, so now we have all of our pieces wrapped and such. So I like to just take it and kind of make them inorganic shapes and not perfectly round, but you can do it however, whatever shapes you want. You can honestly use your clay extruder if you want them perfect. I like the imperfection look that it gives, and right now I'm just trying to get them all to the similar length. Okay, so they're all similar lengths. I have some that are shorter and longer than the others, but it doesn't really bother me much. So now whatever, if you want them certain colors touching certain colors, of course you can do that. However, I just let it go however it ends up. then we're just gonna squeeze them all together like this. And then roll it flat. My table's kind of wobbly. I'm not in my usual place to do this, but we are working with what we got. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this end off, and as you see, this is what mine is looking like. Now, if you like it this size, by all means, you can leave it like this. However, I'm gonna cut this in half. Now, here's also where you can put, which, like, if I do this way, green will be touching green and all of that. However, I don't want it looking like that, so I'm going to put it this way to where opposites are on the opposite side. So then, same process, we're just kind of roll all of this together. So now it's all together, and it's kind of in a circular oblong weird shape, but I like to do mine in squares. So this is where your acrylic roller comes in handy. You're just going to apply even pressure to all sides until you get it to where you want it. Now, mine is kind of wonky, but that's my fault. Alright, so as you see, this is now in a square rectangle shape, and I'm going to cut mine in half again, and then just stack it on top of each other like so, and then do the same process again. Y'all, this table is killing me right now. It just keeps rocking back and forth, but you know, gotta work with what you got. Okay, so I'm happy with that. As you can see, part of mine is fatter on one end and thinner on the other. That's my fault because I didn't roll it evenly, but we are going to cut this end off, and this is what we have. All my white lines, they're pretty even. That's why you don't really want to overlap it as much. So then I'm gonna cut it to even thickness. Now be careful when doing this because you can cut yourself. Kids, definitely have a parent help you with this if you are doing that. Now, like I said, this is the end that was smaller. It'll focus. And this is the one that was bigger. Now that is my fault. That is definitely preventable. Just make sure you roll it to an even thickness. So now you have, let me zoom you in some. So now you have full choice of play with how you want to do this. So you can do it this way. Oh, let's focus. There it goes. Or you can do it this way. However you want it to look, you can do it however you like. So I'm just gonna start lining these up. That one's a little thicker. Now I like to keep mine in the perfect square. Hang on, I know y'all can't see. So if you start getting these wonky corners, just take your tissue blade or knife and push it back. So as you see, mine is very uneven. That's my fault. It's kind of hard to see because of the lighting right now. But you just want to take your roller. Okay, so mine's pretty much squished together as good as it's going to get right now. So you're going to very carefully remove it from your table. And this is what we have. Like I said, mine is kind of here. It's very distorted because this piece was thicker than the other pieces. But this is what the back looks like. I honestly like this side better. I will probably end up using this side, honestly. But now, I'm just gonna take my parchment paper and continue to roll it out. You can definitely pass this through your pasta machine if you want. I'm going to go do that right now, and then I will be back with the finished product. Alright, so I just rolled it through my pasta machine on the thickest setting. You can go thinner if you want, but I am happy with how this looks. Here's the back of it. Now you can definitely choose whichever side you like better, but let me take y'all outside so you can see what it looks like in the light. So now it is time to cut our pieces out. You can do whatever shape you want to do or however you want to do it. But for me, I'm just gonna see what looks best and go from there. This is always my favorite part, when I finally get to cut my pieces out. So I have all my pieces cut out. I'm gonna go ahead, bake these, sand them, and all of that. But thank y'all for watching, and this is how you do the stained glass effect earrings. I'll show y'all a bigger piece. These would be really cute for like summer and spring. Give you all of those pastel and pretty colors. Like I said, thank y'all for watching. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the video next week.